You always seek professional help for you to be able to select the right products and the right range of products and systems for your particular conditions. The main difference between paint applied to external walls and internal walls is the performance of those paints.
Exterior paint, for instance, enhance the aesthetic value of a building and is specially formulated with sunproof, rainproof, and anti-fungus to withstand harsh weather conditions. On the other hand, interior paints make a space safe and comfortable.
External walls are exposed to rain and to sun and also the thermal stresses. And one of the other issues to do with external walls that we face in Malaysia is obviously issues with workmanship. And the fact that it's a high-rise building, it's very difficult to access them. So you can't do periodic maintenance like you can do internal paint. It needs to be a system that once you apply it, you don't really want to go back to it for several years. Whereas the internal paint themselves are not exposed to the vigors of environmental forces. It's mainly exposed to wear and tear. So when you select a good external wall paint, it needs to take these few things into consideration. Number one is that the plaster is fresh. We are now moving towards providing a 4-coat system as opposed to a 3-coat system. Now the additional coat, other than the primer or the sealer coat, is what we call by a bridging undercoat.
Surface preparation and applying a sealer over surfaces are the key steps to seal gaps, pores, joints, and seams.
So it's important for one to understand that given the kind of construction tolerances, construction sequences, the choice of coatings can range between a 3-coat system to a 4-coat system depending on circumstances. You cannot be using the wall paint, which is the acrylic wall paint for surfaces like that. A timber would definitely benefit from using a timber wood varnish, and they have a different level of performance on the different types of wood species that are eventually being used. Timber is particularly unique is because you need to do it a little bit more often than external walls. First of all, specify grade 1 timber of good quality. Now the wood has to be sufficiently dry in the first place before you even use it for the construction site. It has to have proper sanding and proper surface preparation. Now you need to follow the different coating criteria of different manufacturers. Most of them will require you to apply a very thin base layer before you apply different layers of varnish over it. In principle, try to apply more layers of thin coats over a very thick layer of coating. Obviously stainless steel and galvanizing is the way to go, but not all projects may have that affordability to go for stainless steel or even pre-galvanized steel. So if you have a welded steel for handrails and balconies and so forth, those are the kind of steels that you need to properly treat. Brush out all the rusty bits and all the bits that are loose to brush it out. Apply a good layer of primer on it, and then you apply 2 coats of alkyd-based top coats on these paints. The main challenges with painting of a new building is actually being able to ensure that you can still apply the paint that you have specified on the surface that is not going to be adulterated or coated with some other products that has spilt on it, for example. Having been able to control all of that, having been able to mitigate this or protect all of this here, one of the main challenges that we always have is actually adulteration. We find that undercoat, primer coats are the one that gets adulterated the most. And it takes a very, very, very trained and experienced person to know whether that adulteration is happening. When people are chasing cost, and there's always a motivation for people to dilute the paint. People say, tambah air, tambah kapo, and all these things. Now, this happens. We all know. So supervision becomes very important. And lastly, obviously, always seek professional help for you to be able to select the right products and the right range of products and systems for your particular conditions. You may contact us at architectcenter.com.my. Thank you for watching. You may subscribe and follow us at our channel.